To the U of M, where Gopher men's basketball coach Niko Medved is entering his first season. Let's listen in.
My first time coaching a game here. It will be everybody except for Isaac's first time playing a game on this court. We don't know our rotations yet. You know what I mean? We don't know any of that stuff. So it'll be good for us to kind of get out there and try to figure it out. So, again, regardless of the outcome of the game, I just think it's going to be great for both programs.
Would you prefer it not to be open? Would you?
Well, no. Well, what's interesting, if you asked me today, I'd be like, gosh, why didn't I just do a closed scrimmage? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, because you control those a little bit more, right? A lot of times what you would do is you might play different lineups in different periods, do different things. So this will definitely have a different feel to it. So, but at the same time, I think it's going to be good for us to get out here. In the long run, we're going to get more out of playing in front of fans, getting a chance to feel what that game day routine is. Me as a coach and our staff and the players getting a better feel for each other that way. So I think it's going to be better for us doing it this way.
Regional opponents like this, would you foresee that to mostly be exhibition type things for you in the future, or would this potentially become, I'm not saying every year play these kind of teams, but add them to a non?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, who knows where this is going to go, that way. I think there's a lot of cool opportunities with these exhibitions you can do too. It could be regional opponents, it could be high major games, where, again, I think people are kind of, there's interest as you're building up to the basketball season. I think if fans are paying attention to it, I think that's great as you're getting ready to kick off college hoops. And so who knows where it'll go with the exhibitions and real games. But I think with the rule change, there's a lot of possibilities.
What's Chris anxious about tomorrow night?
Yes. I think, like everything, I mean, I've never coached a game in my life where, you don't have, it doesn't matter, even if it was a closed scrimmage, where you don't have some kinds of nerves, anxious, but that's what you do it for, is to kind of feel that when you're getting ready to go compete. But more than anything, I'm kind of, it's time. We gotta get out there at some point and play somebody else and kind of see, what we're made. I want to be careful what we're made of, because I don't think it's that really. I think both teams will compete really, really hard. I think it's just kind of give us a better feel for our team, that way. So yeah, it's gonna feel cool, I think, to get back out there, and I can't believe that it's already here. But yeah, I'm excited.
Talking to some of your players last week, they talked about the attention to detail that you have. What kind of be an example of kind of how minute you have principles of different things?
I don't know. I mean, I think most successful, my guess is I could look at my cohorts in the Big Ten, and they're probably pretty detail oriented too, would be my guess. But no, I just think, details matter. I think we're really intentional about the things we like to do and how we go about our business. It might be from the way you close out to a player to the way you cut, and, doing it 85% right is not doing it right. You know what I mean? That you either do it right or you don't. And so I think, holding that standard to little things, I think matters. I think details save you or kill you. And that's something that, this group has really bought into. We're not where we need to be that way. They're still kind of learning what that feels like. But yeah, I think we've always been a pretty detail-oriented program. I think most successful ones are.
What's an example of how Jalen has led, kind of knowing your system, knowing the way you coach, kind of be a conduit for the players?
I think it would be a lot of those details, right, of just kind of what it's supposed to look like at the highest level, whether, how we communicate, what we communicate, the intensity in the drills that you do it, just, not what you do, but how you do it. And I think he's really been great that way, with everything from day one here in the June till now. And I think that's been his biggest strength, and I think it's really helped kind of accelerate the process.
We didn't see Chance last Saturday. What's his status?
He's really dealing with some unique health stuff. So he's nowhere near right now, being cleared to play. I think he's making some progress. But that's really all I can say about that. But yeah, he's a ways away yet. He still hasn't gotten to the practice floor or whatever. He's still a ways away. But he's doing okay. But we don't anticipate him being back anytime soon.
Sure.
Have you ever gone into a season like this where you have, what is it, 10 or 11 new faces that you've never coached before?
Man, no, this is unique. I mean, I've never had it like this, where you take it. I mean, I guess when I think about it, I suppose, you're taking over programs, but they had more returning players at least who had been there before. But no, I've never had anything like this with so many new faces. So that's what I mean. I mean, for me as a coach, this is going to be unique, going out there tomorrow and playing and having so many new guys. And I get asked a question all the time, well, what do you think? Who's really standing out? I'm not even trying to dodge the question. I think there's a lot of guys who are playing really hard, but we're going to see here when the season gets going is kind of how all that stuff just sort of figures itself out.
Has that changed your approach at all, just given all the turnover?
Not really. I think it hasn't changed the approach or like how we coach. I think maybe what I have to understand is that, just trust the process. That's always work. You're going to have good days, bad days. Sometimes to figure things out, sometimes the way you figure something out is it doesn't go your way, and then that kind of tells you, okay, well, maybe we need to do something different. But no, it hasn't changed our approach. And these guys have been awesome. I mean, they really have come in and tried to do what we've asked every day. And so, again, it's time to get out there tomorrow night and let's see how it goes.
You two have, generally, because you're around teams, when you have returners, you have a sense for kind of what the team's about. Is that part of the learning process for you a little bit, even though you're the basketball expert here, but you're not sure either?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. You practice all your habits. You practice the things that you think. But again, you don't really know until you start playing the game, until somebody, gets out there and can do it. So it's like our team. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen when we have some adversity on the court. How are we going to? We can talk about it all we want out here today, and that maybe helps you a little bit. But I think you got to go through that as a team, and so it's going to be great. It's going to be great for me too. I mean, listen, I'm a really curious person. There's never been a year in coaching that I've had where I haven't learned something and hopefully improved. And whatever happens this year, I'll rely on all my experiences, and hopefully I'm going to be a better coach at the end of this year than I was to start it.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you. Yep.